Social media has become an influential factor in our increasingly linked society, influencing how we interact, communicate, and share our lives. Welcome to Social Media, the Double-Edged Sword, a documentary that examines the significant effects that social media has on our mental health.
According to professionals and experts, anxiety, sadness, and stress are the top 3 diagnoses on college campuses. Additionally, this has been connected to heavy social media use in a number of US, Canadian, and UK research.
Almost everyone we know uses social media heavily, including our family, friends, and co-workers. 90% of people between the age of 12 and 40 are on social media. The typical amount of time spent each day on social media is 3 hours. We don't even eat for 3 hours a day. Anything we do this often is worthy of critical observation. Anything we spend this much time doing has lasting effects on us. There are a few common stressors on social media that, if ignored, have the potential to cause serious mental health issues to all of us. Starting off with highlight reels. A highlight reel is a visually appealing and attention-grabbing summary that condenses, emphasizes the most important moments or even accomplishments by highlighting the highlights that exhibit remarkable skills, talent, or achievements. It acts as a potent weapon to grab and hold an audience's attention.
The content that we share on social media serves as our own personal highlight reels, where we showcase our accomplishments, our best looks, and the times we spend with our loved ones and closest friends. However, the problem is that, as humans, we battle with insecurity because we constantly compare our behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reels. This leads to the feelings of inferiority. We are always judging ourselves based on how we step back against others.
Who would want to look at that? People are interested in seeing the highlights of the event. In point of fact, when the highlights are successful, we will come face to face with the second source of anxiety on social media, which is known as the social currency. A currency much like ringgit is something that we use to express the value that we place on a product or service.
Within the realms of social media, things, likes, comments, shares, and even views have evolved into a type of social money that may be used to quantify its perceived want. The value of the post increases in proportion to the numbers of likes, views, and shares it receives. The term economy of attention comes from the field of marketing.
Everything is competing for your attention, and if you give something a like or a portion of your limited attention, that action becomes a recorded transaction. Which is great if you are selling and promoting products or clothing, but the problem is that in our social media, we are the products. We are letting the others attribute value to us.
We are typing up our self-worth of what others think about us. For instance, we have to get that selfie just right, and we will take 500 photos to make sure that happens. Then, we will wait for the perfect time to post.
We are so obsessed. We have biological responses when we can't participate in social media, which leads me to the third stressor on social media, FOMO. FOMO are also known as the fear of missing out. It is a true social anxiety from the concern that you are missing a prospective connection, event, or opportunity. A research from Canadian universities revealed that 7 out of 10 students said they would get rid of social media networking accounts if they were not for the fear of being left out of the loop. Out of interest, how many of you individuals here have contemplated on deleting your social media?
That FOMO you feel, the highlights reels, the social currency, those are all results of a relatively normal social media experience. Just one small example of what this can do to you. Maybe you simply cannot focus because your notifications are going off the handle and you need to check. That need eventually becomes addiction. At times, this addiction may bring along accidents.
Regarding social media, we are already experiencing impairment similar to substance dependencies. With every like, you get a shot of that feel-good chemical, dopamine. You gain more of that social currency, so what do we do to feel good? We check likes, just one more time. We post, just one more time. We are anxious if we do not have access. Doesn't that sound like every drug we have ever heard? So when that grows, when the social media use goes unconfronted over time, that's when we see the rising levels of anxiety and depression. The FOMO, the distractions, the highlight reels, the comparisons, that's a lot. It's all the same.
According to the Canadian Association of Mental Health, children in grades 7 to 12 who spend 2 hours per day on social media had greater levels of anxiety, sadness, and suicide ideation. If you are doing the math, that's as young as 12 years old.
Okay, so here's the thing. I personally like social media. I do. I love it, in fact. Hearing what I've said today might make you think that I want you to get off of it. But I don't. I don't think it's going anywhere. So I'm not going to waste my time telling you to spend less time on social media. Frankly, I don't think absence is an option anymore. But that does not mean that you can't use social media beneficially.
Everything I have talked about today has nothing but also everything to do with social media. I mean, social media is neither good nor bad. It's just the most rational tool we use to do what we have always done: tell stories and communicate with each other.
When we talk about this dark side of social media, what we're really talking about is actually the dark side of people. The dark side that makes harassers harass, and the insecurities that makes you take down a photo that you were actually excited to share. The dark side that looks at the picture of a happy family and wonders, why does yours does not look like that?
Recognizing a problem is the first step to fixing it. So, hearing this talk is just that. Step 1. Recognize the problem. You know the power of suggestion when someone tells you about something and you start seeing it everywhere. This is why awareness is critical, because now you will at least be better able to recognize the effects if and when they happen to you.
The second thing you are going to do is audit your social media diet. The same way we monitor what goes into our mouth, monitor whatever that goes in your head and heart. Ask yourselves, did that Facebook scroll make me feel better or worse? How many times do I actually check the likes of my profiles? Why am I responding this way to that photo? Then ask yourselves if you are happy with the results. You might be, and that's okay. But if you're not, move on to step 3.
In order to create a better online experience in social media, it is essential to prioritize users' well-being and foster a sense of authentic connection. This can be achieved by implementing robust community guidelines and proactive moderation to address harmful content promptly, while ensuring transparency and fairness in the enforcement process. Additionally, empowering users with greater control over their privacy settings and data sharing options can enhance trust and enable individuals to curate their online experience according to their preference. Promoting empathy, kindness, and respectful dialogue through target campaign and educational initiatives can further encourage positive interactions, combat cyberbullying, and foster a more inclusive and supportive social media environment. By combining these efforts, we can cultivate a digital landscape that prioritizes user safety, mental health, and meaningful social connections, ultimately leading to a more enjoyable and enriching online experience for everyone.
The last thing you would do is to model a good behavior. In offline, we are taught not to bully the other kids in the playground. We are taught to respect the others and treat them how they deserve to be treated. We are taught not to kick others when they are down. Social media is a tool that can be used for good, for positive groups, for revolutions. The internet is a weird place. Is social media hurting your mental health? Well, the answer is it doesn't have to. Social media can tear you down, yes, or it can lift you up, where you leave feeling better off or have an actual laugh out loud. Finally, I have 24 hours in a day. If I spend 2 of those hours on social media, then I would want my experiences to be full of inspiration, laughters, motivations, and joy. And that would be all. Thank you.